Hi everybody, I'm Alicia and this is
Aiden!
and we are from Little Learners, East Renfrewshire and East Ayrshire up north in Scotland. So hello everybody, and today we are going to be making some magic marks. Yes, and who's our character today, Eden? Which one of those? Tell us again.
Bingo bing!
Yes, Swirlo, and I've got Swirlo behind me here. And Swirlo is the magic mark maker. And what kinds of marks does Swirlo make? Round and round and round and round and round and round. Yes. Oh dear. Shall we sing a song first and then we'll get on to our magic mark making?
Yes.
Sing, right. Are you ready?
And so I want the song.
We'll sing the song about Swirlo.
No.
Yes, because everybody's waiting for us. Look, so
I
many
don't
people.
want this one.
Oh dear. Well, we'll sing your song later, okay?
No.
Right, but all the boys and girls are waiting. Right, we'll do this song and then we'll do other song later.
Oh, fine.
Oh dear. Right, ready? Ready, ready. Everybody make your mark, make your mark, make your mark. Everybody make your mark, just like Swirlo. Make a circle very slow, very slow. Can you do it very slow? Very
Fast.
circle, very slow.
Fast,
Just
fast, fast,
like
fast.
Swirlo. And then we're going to do it very fast. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Small circles. Make a circle very fast, very fast, very fast. Make a circle very fast, just like Swirlo. Oh, you're even faster. Oh, faster. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, phew. Okay. Right, let's put them away.
And this is my song.
What song did you want to sing?
Okay, the song is on Daddy's.
Oh no, we're not playing any songs. We'll play that song later. I thought you wanted to sing a song. Let's do our magic marks with candles. We did this activity the other day, didn't we, Eden? And you loved it. So you can use candlesticks, but one that is broken, which is fine too. You can also use, if you don't have these, a tea light, and we can just remove the tea light, so it's easy. Do you want to do it with this one or with this one today?
You know, I love the biggest.
The biggest. You do the biggest. Okie dokie.
Oh, that's one.
You can also make it using wax crayons. Just use very, very light colours. We managed to find white, didn't we? But white or yellow or orange. But the light colours are best. Or oil pastels as well. The lighter the better. Because we want to make magic marks without them showing it first. That's why they're magic. So, which one are you choosing? You're choosing this one. I'll give you a piece of paper. And you are. And the paper that we're using is a bit thicker. The card is best. Or not, you don't have card, slightly thicker paper. Okay, what are you going to draw? Are we going to draw Swirlo? I'm going to do it with a wax crayon.
And I want to do it.
You can use it. You can do it with a candlestick.
I want to do it what?
No, Okay, so I'll do it with this and with this. And with this. So we'll show everybody. Okay?
I'm going to
Orange. Oh, fair enough. Okay. Although the lighter the better, remember. So I'm going to make Swirlo marks.
look at marks. This is.
Okay, you show us. Okay, Swirlo marks.
Well, I'm going to do white as well.
Okay, you do this one.
Swirlo marks.
And then I'm going to use the tea light and make little straight like this.
Now I'm doing like.
What are you doing?
Now I'm done. So now I'm doing like the legs.
Okay.
And then her eyes.
Eyes.
And then her nose. And then her mouth.
Beautiful. Well done, Aidan. I'm going to do little wavy lines here with this to show everybody that all this works to show everybody these because you can't really see anything, even though we've drawn, haven't we? Shall we show it closer to the camera that we can't really see anything? Right, come on. Let's show it to the camera. You can't really see anything yet. Right, let's go.
And drawer.
Now this is the time when the magic happens. Let's put all these away.
And do my song.
Okay, we'll do your song in a minute. Right, what we need is some water.
But why? After this?
Well, if you want to play the song, we'll do it after we've finished because all the boys and girls are waiting. Which brush do you want?
I don't want to finish. I want to do my song now.
You want to do your song now? Oh dear, right. What colour are you using? We're using watercolours. They're the best. If you don't have watercolours, just normal poster paint will do as well. But watercolours are the best for this. So what colour are you using for your painting?
You know I love purple best.
You love purple the best. Right, you choose purple then. Lots of water. Lots of water.
I have the most
You
water.
have the most. Yep. Good job on the green. And we're doing painting even more paint. Yep. And this is when the marks appear. Don't know if everybody can see what we can do. I've done a tiny little bit. I can lift it to show everybody my painting. Now you can see. I know, this is where you can see the marks. Yep. I'm not done either. I'm just going to finish it off.
Look.
Oh wow, that's so cool. Finish it off. Oh, all around.
Oh, that would be way too hard.
You can do it. You can do it. There you go.
Look at my face.
That's your face, yep.
That's Swirl's face.
Swirl's face, yep. I've got Swirlo. And you've got Hayden. Yeah?
No, I have Swirl.
And you've got Swirlo too.
Yeah.
Purple, just like Swirlo. Fantastic. Shall we show it to everybody?
Yeah.
Right, put your paintbrush down. Right, you take your picture.
I'm done.
You are done indeed.
Are you done? This is what it looks like.
Well done, you. Right, we've got all the legs. Right, this, not the other way. This way. Got the face, the mouth, the legs, the eyes there somewhere. Well done, you. Okie dokie. Right, okie dokie.
I'm going to do my song now.
Your song now. Right, you go and get ready.
I'm going to get my song now.
You go and get your song.
It's on Daddy's phone.
Okay, and I'll show you mine. I did it with a few different techniques, as you've noticed. So I used wax crayons, I used the tea light, and I used the candlestick, and it all works. You can encourage your child to do just little doodles or a drawing if they want, if they're at that stage. The younger children, they would probably prefer just little doodles, just doodling around and not really saying anything, and then suddenly when you add the paint, it magically appears, just by magic. So that's the first activity. And the second activity is slightly different, still magical, and it actually involves a little bit of PVA glue, and it's best to have it in a bottle with a dispenser because you can then guide it, and some just normal table salt. Put these to the side, and what we'll do for this next activity It's good to use some drawings. I've got a drawing of a rainbow. I'll come up and show you. A drawing of a rainbow. Just a butterfly, just very basic drawings, or a flower. I even have a dinosaur, very basic dinosaur. And what we're going to do is we're going to guide the glue. I'll show you maybe on the rainbow. The more complicated the drawing, obviously, the more difficult it is for the children to follow. And again, you don't really have to have a drawing. You could just use a blank page and just let them doodle around, which is fine as well. So what we'll do is we'll just use PVA glue and just go, follow the lines. Okay. I may need to bring the camera to show you a bit closer what I'm doing. Okay. This will give us a 3D effect as well. I'll show you a little close up. So it is a bit 3D. You can see I've done these 3 lines. I still have 2 more to do, which I'm going to do now. Okay, and last one. And obviously this activity is great for children. The younger children obviously have to watch because it's a glue, you have to watch. They don't actually put it in their mouth and eat it. But the slightly, as long as they're not putting things in their mouth, they can do this activity. Following the lines is a bit more tricky. So an alternative may be just give them a piece of paper and let them squeeze the glue any way they want. The squeezing of the glue is a fantastic fine motor activity because when you squeeze the glue, you're working those muscles that are needed for writing later on. So that's the variation that you can use with your child. Now, the second stage of that is I would use like a baking tray or any type of container just to contain the mess, especially now with food supplies being in shortage in some areas. You don't really want to use too much salt if you're finding it difficult to get it. So put your picture in the tray, just pour the salt over it. I'll come a bit closer so you can see. So I've poured the salt over it, and I'm going to get the salt off. So it's stuck to all the glue. Still, bits are coming off. That's fine. I'm going to do the same with the other one. I'm going to do the same with the rainbow. Obviously, you can reuse this salt for this activity at a later date if you want to, just so you don't have to bin the salt that has been used. Come off, shake it about a bit. And then, as I said, this salt, you can just put it in a small bag and just reuse it later on. For playing, not for cooking, because it's already had some glue in it. And now this is where the magic happens. For this activity, we would really need small paintbrushes, the small ones, or the droppers, which are great, fantastic for the smaller children to work with. And here, a variety of options. Again, you can use watercolours, as I've used earlier on for the magic mark making with the candles. The best ones to use are liquid watercolours. Liquid watercolours are really difficult to get right this minute, I think with the lockdown happening. But you can still manage with normal watercolours, or another option is to water down some poster paint. So put a tiny little bit in a small tub. Oh, that's maybe a bit too much. And I'll add some water. And what I'll do is I'll just use the thick brush to dilute it and mix it, mix that paint. That's fine, that should be fine. Right, put it on the side. You could also use, for this activity, some food colouring. So I've got some purple food colouring, and again, just a little bit of water. You don't need loads. And just a little bit of food colouring. Where's the back of this? That's plenty. A little bit goes a long way. Again, dilute it. Right, perfect. So we've got watercolours, we've got poster paint with water, and we've got food colouring with water. So all these options will work really well. I think what I may do is I'm going to bring the camera over so you'll not really see me, but you will see what is happening here. And this is where the magic happens. Okay, I'll just put it here. So this is the rainbow painting, and I'm using just a very thin brush. And just to show you, first I'm going to use the watercolours. You can see better. Water. With the liquid watercolours it's better because they're already liquid. With these, we really want to use quite a lot of water so that they're as liquid as possible. And now, the moment I touch the salt, it spreads in both directions. It's actually quite magical. And it moves on its own. A little bit of extra water. Can you see that happening? A tiny touch. And it goes. And there it goes. And it goes in both directions. Now this activity may be quite tricky for the very, very little children, but they can still do it. They can still have a go and have some fun. So this is the watercolours. I'll just finish it off. It's a brilliant activity for slightly older children. Some toddlers may be able to do this. Some preschoolers, most preschoolers should be able to experiment with it, and they may be more comfortable with slightly thicker lines, so slightly more glue. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how it works with the food colouring. Okay. paintbrush and the food colouring. So this is the purple. Still works really well. Again, I just touch it and there it goes. And there it goes. It's not usually as bright as paint, but it still works. So that's food colouring, and obviously the poster paint that we've added water to dilute it a little bit more. Okay, I'll show you. So that works too. And it's, I don't know if the camera is good enough to show you how it sort of spreads on its own. But the moment I touch, the more water I've got, it sort of goes on its own, magically. Very easy. Well, it looks easy, although it requires quite a lot of control, quite a lot of pencil control, quite a lot of fine motor skills to do it without it moving out the way. Another interesting thing, let me just very quickly finish it so it's finished, is that it takes quite a while to dry later on because the glue needs to dry. I'll leave this here. Obviously I'm missing a couple of more colours, but what I would like to show you is on this one where I did just the squiggles. Don't know if you can see it. Just the squiggles, and there is some glue and salt overlapping. Now where the glue and salt overlap, the paint will actually go in both directions. So I just touch it and off it goes. So if you want to change a colour at some point, you'd need to be mindful of that and maybe just stop about, I don't know, a centimetre, which is about ½ an inch away from the edge, because the colour will travel. And then we could maybe use some, I'm using some watercolours. Lots and lots of water. And just do it like this. And you can end up with a beautiful, beautiful, colourful picture. You can use some orange too. And it's magic, but it's also a bit of science. It's not all that magic, so you can talk to your children how the colour in the paint travels on salt and how it spreads all over, and it ends up a beautiful, colourful picture. There you go. So, let me just move the camera back. To quite simple activities that are magical, that will help children with their fine motor skills. Obviously the glue squeezing. Oh, you can't do the song, darling. You'll sing the song in a second. I'll finish talking and you'll sing the song in a second, okay? You don't want to. Do you want to come for a hug? Come for a hug then. And we'll just finish it off. Oh dear. Okay, you come and sit here. You come and sit here. Right. So these are fantastic activities for practicing fine motor skills for smaller children, older children. I hope you will enjoy making your colourful pictures, magic pictures, just as I did, and we'll make them later on. Okay, once you've calmed down. Yes? Okay, we'll do that. We'll do some more of that. And we'll sing your song in a second, okay?
No.
No, you don't want to sing it anymore. Do you want to do some of this? No, not just now. Oh, I haven't shown anybody these droppers. See, I was distracted. Now, these pipettes, you can use those as well. You can draw a little bit of paint.
I want to do it.
You want to do it?
I want to do this one.
Do you want to do this purple one?
Yeah,
Okay, no, wait a second. I'll bring the camera over so we can show everybody close up. I'll put it here. Wait a second. Okay, so everybody can see our picture now.
But how
Right,
do we do
I'll show you. I'll show you. You don't need a lot of it. You just need a little bit. Squeeze it and let go. See?
Oh, mine's a little bit.
That's okay. That's okay. Squeeze it, and you're practicing your muscles. And let go. Let go. There you go. We've got loads. And now you need to be very careful. Just drop on the salt. See how it travels. It goes all over the place.
It's light purple.
Yes. Oh, don't go with my red. Come on, so much white here. Oh, that's okay. It's squirting. That's what I'm talking about. A little bit goes a long way, but that's okay. It's about process, isn't it? We're practicing our skills here. That's fantastic. Now, while we continue with our mark making and our fantastic magic marks, we'll just say goodbye to everybody. Thank you for watching and have a lovely day.
I didn't know.
That's okay, you did loads. Okay, thank you everybody. Bye.